So it's safe to say that Patrice, she on my shit list.
The thing is, the cops saw it, so they didn't pull it.
Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is my review for P-Valley Season 1, Episode 4, The Trap. So like I said, Patrice, she's on my list. I don't know whether I want to fight her, hire somebody for her, like to take care of it, or get her arrested or something. Like, either way it goes, somebody has to deal with Patrice. She got to be dealt with because she's terrible. She's terrible. She's a terrible mother, a terrible person. She's just like the worst. But anyway, we'll get there. We start off with Mississippi giving this man this dance, and he's sitting up there looking like Poindexter. But she giving him a dance, and he got the nerve to say, well, I don't know if I really want to give you this money. I don't know if I want to give you my money. Like, I just can't do it. And she gets up like, excuse me, sir. That's what we do here. I dance for you. You pay me. What you mean you're not trying to pay me? And then Mercedes walks up. And Mercedes is just like, so what's going on over here, Freckles? And I forgot what he says to her, but she's just like, no, what I see is you not throwing nothing. You're not throwing it up. So either get to paying, my good sis, or you can get out. But you're not just going to sit here. And then he starts saying, I don't see how you women are degrading yourselves. He's one of them. I don't see how y'all degrade yourselves. I just can't throw my money at you. It's degrading, blah, blah. It's degrading, but you in here. You're in here in the strip club. You paid I think it was $20 for me. You paid your $20 to get in here. And you don't want to give this lady her money? Nope, that's not going to do. And Mercedes is like, you probably don't even have no money. I got money. Okay, well, pay her. Pay her now. And he take out a wad of cash and just throw it to the floor like she's supposed to pick it up off the ground. And Mercedes was like, like, nah, don't you even think about picking that up. Hand her money in her hand. And he laughs it off. And Mississippi is just like, don't worry about it, girl. So-and-so will come and get it. And Benny walks up. And Benny Diamond walks up. And Benny Diamond picks it up. And he's like, I'm going to need you going to get, hand the lady her money in her hand. And he's like, lady, you guys are good. And Benny says, well, listen, I'm going to tell you one more time. I'm only going to repeat myself once. Put the money in her hand. And he's just like, he stands up like, jump then, nigga, if you going to jump. And Benny picked him up, y'all, by his neck. I like that kind of carrying on. The man was up off his feet, okay? Benny Diamond had him up by his neck in the chokehold, like this. Up in the air. Like, so what was that you said? And he I said I was gonna pass it to her. I said, do you want all 20s or do you want this, a mixture of, you want some ones in here? That's what I said. And so now they ain't got no more problems out of him. And when he leaves, Mississippi start feeling away. And Mercedes is like, listen, see, I done told you, if you ain't learned Nathan, girl. Y'all, these southern accents, they gonna send me. If you ain't learned Nathan from me, I done told y'all, don't you never let no nigga put one up on you. Don't you never let him pull his weight on you like that. Like, if he feel a way about what you're doing, then he shouldn't even be in here. And she's just like, Mrs. Mississippi says, well, maybe I feel a way too. And she gets up and walks away. It's like, girl, don't let that man guilt trip you. Don't let him do it. Because for one, how he gonna make you feel guilty about your job and what you're doing when he's in here patronizing the business? So that alone would have me looking at you like, but you in here. You can't think it's that bad if you're in here. Anyway, Autumn, next thing we see, Autumn, she goes and gets her a couple of bottles of liquor, and then she pours them all into the bathtub. And at first I'm like, okay, so she back on the wagon? All right. No, she's not back on the wagon. Sis is washing money. And while she's washing the money, we getting these flashbacks again. And listen. I don't want to see no more flashbacks. I need some clarity. I need some context. I need to know. Is she a killer? Is she running away from an abusive relationship? What happened to her child? Where was she living before? What was she doing for work before? Like, I'm tired of the flashbacks just giving me just a little bit. Okay, we get it. She survived the hurricane. Now what? Anyway, while she was washing the money, we were seeing those flashbacks of her, like of the hurricane and her, pulling that suitcase out of the water. I don't know, like, what all of that is supposed to mean to us, but right now it don't mean nothing to me. I don't even care no more who she is at this point, because if y'all not listen, we done dived into Mercedes' background a little bit. We even know a little bit about Gidget. And she's a real supporting actress on this show. Autumn being the main character, we still don't know nothing about her. When we gonna find out about Autumn? When we gonna find out some background tea? It's episode 4. Anyway, she's washing the money and all of that, and she takes the money that she washed and goes and deposits it into. Did she deposit it into the bank? I don't think she did that yet, but she does deposit it in a bank. She deposits $2,000 of it. No, she takes it. Yeah, she takes it in deposit. My bad. Anyway, now we see Terica and the girls dancing. It's kind of like a little segue scene where they're dancing. And I'm assuming they're practicing inside their new building, potentially. I don't know where they were. But then we see Mercedes walking through the gym with her realtor. And, she's showing her where the trophy's going to be. I want to do this. I want to do that. And the lady is kind of, skeptical, like, so how you going to keep the lights on? Like, how you going to pay the bills? Like, you want to buy this building, but what you going to do? What you going to do? And she's just like, listen, Mercedes has a plan, a well thought out plan. She wants to kind of do like a subscription type of thing. She's going to charge tuition. Like, she's going to get her money on the back end. And the lady is just like, but you ain't selling nothing in particular. You just selling an experience. And if Mercedes know how to do something, it's selling experience. Don't sleep on my good girl, my good sis, Mercedes. And the lady, she's still trying to, talk her out of it. Well, maybe let me give you these numbers to some rental properties. Ma'am, I done told you, I want the building. I want to buy it. I don't want to rent. I want to buy it. She's trying to set up, something for the community. Like she's thinking long term, big picture. Don't sell her short, lady, realtor lady. Oh, and then the lady was like, well, okay, since you talking big talk, can you pay me by tomorrow? Can you give me the down payment by tomorrow? And Mercedes is like, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, girl. Okay, I got you. By tomorrow, I have it. Don't you worry about it. I got you. And the lady gives her a little business advice on the way out and was like, listen, why don't you up that tuition or up that subscription price to $250? Dreams ain't cheap. You need to make these people pay. And I'm sure Mercedes gonna take that into consideration. Patrice, she at the bank singing all loud in her car, waiting in the drive-thru waiting to talk to a teller, I guess, or whatever. And this homeless man walks up to the car. He throws a dime in her car and walks up, and he like, girl, with a voice like that, I don't need crack. And he's like, you sound real good. I'm gonna come down there to the church every Sunday to see you. And she looks up in her mirror, and this is the second time that we have seen her pick or a little floating feather, in her vicinity. The first time the pastor picked it up off her eye. This time she saw it on her eyelid. And I don't know what the significance of that is. It's almost as if she's warned, but like we're seeing her crossroads, I guess I should say. Like she can either go this way or she can go that way. And then that feather lets us know, that it's divinely inspired, I guess I should say. I don't know what all of that means, but maybe we'll get some clarity on that later. But that's happened twice. But when she took the feather off her eyelid, and looked back to say something to the man at her window. He was gone. And so her ass, I guess she felt like, oh, that's a sign from the Lord. I'm doing the Lord's work. And the teller is like, ma'am, do you want to, are you sure you want to close this account? And she's like, yes, I'm sure. And I'm thinking, okay, Patrice gonna do a good thing. She gonna get that girl back her money. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. She pulled out the money, the 20 stacks that she owes her daughter, and she just, pulls it out. We don't see what she does with it yet, but she pulls it out. Let me make sure. Oh, the lady. It was a lady, or it was somebody behind her honking their horn, and she gonna lean out that car and say, "All right, you have a nice fucking day too, bitch." Roll her window up, and rolled out. Cussing Christian. She more than a cussing Christian. She's the cussing Christian, the extorting Christian, the lying Christian. Those aren't traits of Christianity, but if you let her tell it, she a Christian. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. Y'all know how I get. Okay, Gidget. She giving Autumn pole lessons because Autumn done got up there on that pole and about killed herself and Mercedes. And so Gidget trying to help her out with her moves or whatever. And she's like, I can't do it. I don't have the upper body strength. And I don't know what this is about, but most pole dancing instructors teach you as if it's just so easy. Oh, you don't need upper body strength. You just throw yourself up there and wisp yourself around. It's more like, body movement. Like be one with the pole. Ma'am, I can't even get up here. I can't climb. Listen, when we was in elementary school and you had to do the rope climbing test, hands burning. Okay, calluses. I can't do it. I can't go, but so far I'm not pulling my own body weight. It hurt. I'm tired. Arms tired. I could never do the pull up. Well, this way is easier than this way because you really have to like pull yourself up. So I was with Autumn on that. Girl, ain't nobody doing all that. Can't nobody do that but you. Can't nobody do that but you. Oh yeah, Mississippi walks in with the baby. And she coming there, hoopty outside. Autumn done bought a car. She done bought a hoopty. So I guess that's what she did with that little 2,000 she pulled out. Or no, did she deposit it? I can't remember. Anyway, Autumn got money. Okay, that's what we learned in this episode. Autumn's sitting on some money. But Mississippi walks in there. And, she looking for Clifford. Where is Clifford? Clifford? And he come out there, stop hollering my name. What y'all want? What's going on? And then he sees, that it's Gidget in Mississippi and Autumn there. So he think, oh, this is my new Trinity. And, not Mississippi and Gidget are like, well, no, we a duo. Salt and pepper now. And he says he looks up at Autumn. Come here, September, October. I need to talk to you. Autumn, get it? Anyway, he want to talk to her. He pulled her in the office and shows her, the real map of how, the highlighted where the cow's property is and where the Pynk is and how all of that is highlighted to be built all over, bulldozed down so that they can build up that casino. She looking at the information and all of that. And giving him a little advice, because he tells her he's essentially left out of everything. Everybody that's a Jenkins gonna get some money, the cow's gonna get some money. Everybody but me gonna get a kickback, after this whole thing is built. And she's just like, don't tell me you don't own this place. And he's like, I own it. Now it's passed down from generation to generation. I do own it, but he's behind on that loan. So I'm sure that's his business is the collateral, and they coming for it. It's on the verge of foreclosure and all. So he still needs to get that $55K paid and in full. Then he tells her, well, you can still help me out with this. And she's like, I'm not fooling with that creepy man no more. Do you know he had pictures of me on his computer? And he's like, bitch, girl, give me that computer. He tap, 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 tap. Look, it's pictures of me on here too. So girl, your sunshine ain't all that. So don't give yourself too much. He ain't stalking you or nothing like that. He got pictures of us all. And she's just sitting there, look, what am I saying? Looking cheap. Andre, the mayor, and his assistant, they sitting down on a virtual call with Bill. Bill isn't the mayor. That's not his name. Bill is the developer. They're, the Promised Land. They're Promised Land Equities. He's in charge of that. They're having a meeting with him, filling him in on, on everything. The cows, they're one signature away from that being squared away, but there's a problem. Got a little problem over there at the Pynk. And the mayor is looking at him like, you really? What problem? Like, because I wasn't privy to the problem before you got in this meeting running your mouth. What's the problem? At the Pynk, Clifford, the owner might be, he might be already be made abreast to what they're doing as far as the casino goes. And so now he's got to fix that whole situation. The guy's just like, okay, well, y'all got what he said, a week? No, 2 weeks, a week, 2 days. He gonna give him a little bit. He gonna give him a little time to get it all squared away, because if not, he gonna take his business elsewhere. And before he made a racist comment, he gonna say, because Andre was like, well, I mean, we can't, I can't get him to cooperate, but maybe if we offer him a little something, maybe he'll, oblige. And the guy was like, I mean, offer him what he already, heading to the auction block. And the mayor was like, ooh, white people are something else. No. I didn't mean it like that. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it like that. Auction block should never come out your mouth, Mr. White Man, when you talking to black folk. It's triggering. Just don't do it. Anyway, when they get off the call and everything like that, and the mayor dismisses his assistant, he talks to Andre like, well, so what was all of that? What you mean it's a problem? What you got going on? What you doing over there at the Pynk? And he's, trying to make excuses. Well, you told me you wanted me to, get the signature by any means necessary. So that's what I thought I was doing. He's like, nah, you trying to fuck up my reputation. And we're not having that. So you let me take care first. And then he figured it out. He was like, what probably happened was you was over there at the Pynk talking to Corbin, who then told that thing what was going on. And see, that little bit right there, that thing, I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. I mean, granted, show these black men how they sound. Because I'm sure it's some straight black men watching this show. If not for the stripping alone, it's some straight black men watching this show. And they need to see. They need to see how that comes off when they refer to trans people or, gender benders as anything other than what they want to be called. Because calling Clifford that thing, no. It's Clifford, Uncle Clifford, whatever. It ain't that thing. But anyway, he gonna handle Clifford. And he wants Andre to go back. He wants Andre to, get the cow situation squared away. But keep your peen out the Pynk. You got it, godson? We're moving fast again. I still have to do Potomac. Episode 1 and 2. And it might not get done today. Anyway. Oh, I done did all of this. I went through all of this. Go, girl. Mercedes. She calling her mama. She at her house. Calling her mama. And her mama ain't answering the phone, because she's waiting on. She's expecting that check. And her mother is not answering the phone. And so she goes in there in Terica's room, sitting there looking at her pictures, and then calls Terica's phone. Hi, you have reached the phone of Terica. This is her mama. She on punishment. She'll call you back in 3 weeks. So she can't even talk to her daughter. Um, the next scene is Patrice, and she's singing "I Know I've Been Changed." She's singing, at the pulpit. They're having service, and she's singing "I Know I've Been Changed," and she don't even finish the song because she's just gonna segue herself right on into a word, a sermon. She start preaching, and pastor's looking like, I know she ain't finna try to pull it. She really trying to pull it. And then she goes to quoting scriptures, basically what man, no man can tear down what God has for you. No man can take from you. Looking at the pastor, what God has for you, no man can take it. Y'all, did you hear me? And then he walk up to the pulpit. She turned it on him. No. Did you hear what I said? This is for me. I'm supposed to be up here in this pulpit preaching this word. You can't stop me. Because what God has for me is for me. And it bring everybody to a worship like they in there shouting. We got that going on. And she on her, her shoulders is going. And he going pull her right on out the church to the back. And he's like, excuse me, what was that? Did you say when you was the one who said you could see me in the pulpit? Or is that something you tell all the church hoes? Don't you blaspheme in front of me. Nigga, you ain't God. You ain't nobody. What you mean? You don't tell me. This is what I'm doing. He gonna say, listen, you need to stay in your lane. Stay in your place. Women do not belong in the pulpit, and especially not my pulpit, because this is my church. And if you don't like them rules, you don't like how we doing it over here, you can find yourself a new church. And so that was that. He left her, to marinate on that a little bit. Okay, Mercedes, she's chilling in the VIP room with her regular, the coach. He rubbing her feet, he telling her he ain't gonna be able to make it to the last show. But he bought her, he brought her a present. She's like, only dollars go in the floss. Don't be trying to whip out no jewelry, no none of that for me, because all I want is your money. Where's the money? He gives her a necklace, and then she's like, is that all? Girl, I thought you ain't really want much. Anyway, she take her necklace and, go on by her business. Clifford, he's backstage telling the girls, they're lined up. You first, then you next. It's slow that night. I think the next night is Mercedes' last night. But Autumn ain't working that day. And Clifford's like, well, good, because she would have took all y'all's money anyway. So that's good for y'all. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. See, I was right. When Gidget and Mississippi were talking after Clifford pulled Autumn into the office, Mississippi told Gidget, girl, let me tell you what I heard. So she was awake. She was listening to that whole conversation. And so she told Gidget, the Pynk might be closing down. She told her about the casino. She told her everything that she had overheard. So Gidget and Mississippi are, they know what's going on. And on that night, Gidget made a comment about the place shutting down, and everybody in there was like, who said that? Who said that? Clifford's like, y'all sound like a bunch of owls. Like, everything gonna be okay. Don't you worry about nothing. Then Mercedes walks in, and she thinks she gonna get an applause. But everybody is, feeling away. And they, tell her what's going on. And all she knows is that he owes money. She don't know nothing about that casino stuff. So that was a bomb dropped on her. And then she dropped the bomb on them, that he owes. He in trouble. They in trouble. And Gidget, feel a way about that. Because it's like, y'all, you wasn't going to tell us, Mercedes, what was going on? You wasn't going to tell us? Both her and Mississippi walk up on her like, so you wasn't going to say nothing. You just gonna let us just, fall by the wayside like that? And, she's like, listen, I done told y'all. I saved my money. I've been stacking my money, for 7 years. And I've always told y'all to save. So me telling you anyway wouldn't have changed nothing, Gidget, because you blow through your money. And Mississippi, you got all the kids. What y'all want me to do? And you know, they're basically like, dang, we ain't have no plan or nothing, like nothing to fall back on. It's just because they like, well, you don't know what we've done with our money, girl. I know you've been buying Louis bags and going out to eat every day, while I've been saving my money and eating at home. Don't be mad with me. Don't be mad with me. Get you go running out, storming out. So you're too good for this? I don't think I'm too good for the club. That's you. That's you, sis. I ain't got to work here, and you shouldn't want to work in a strip club for the remainder of your life. You should want to, it should be a means to an end. You know, it's a quick way to get your little money real fast and stack it up so that you can retire, leave, and do what it is you want to do. Because Mississippi don't even know what she want to do. What should I do? Mercedes like, do what you want to do. I ain't smart, you know, I'm just not strong like you are. Like, you don't care what nobody says. I'm just not like you. All I have is my looks. I'm just pretty. Well, use what you got to get what you want. Or haven't you learned anything in stripping 101? Anyway, Autumn, we see her run up on Andre. He in a parking lot, I guess, of you know, where he's staying at that motel. They have a run in, you know, they exchange words, like he reads her, cuts her deep, like had said a few triggering things to her, and she spazzed on him and started hitting on him, windmilling, and now he hugging her, and now they hugging in the parking lot. I'm like, girl, what I don't know what her angle is, or what, I don't know. I know she was sent over there, you know, by Clifford, but she was apologizing and making it seem like, because she kind of, you know, let on, you know, a little bit of information, you know, like Clifford just needed this, Clifford needed that, and she shouldn't even be telling him, you know, that she's spying, pretty much, but she does. I don't know, but anyway, the next day she wakes up in his bed, and he's just sitting, you know, over there at the table like he been watching her sleep, and she's like, you don't want to lay next to a crazy person? And he said, well, I mean, that, and I shouldn't. You know, like, I had a lot of time to think about our last encounter and what almost happened. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm married. I'm not even finna play them games. And she sits up and tells him that her daughter is dead. You know, so that's why she, you know, spazzed out the way she did. Because he told her she needed to go home and be with her child instead of, you know, in the streets trying to finesse the next weak nigga she can find with a little piece of change. So that triggered her. That's what sent her over the edge. And so she's just like, I guess these scars, you know, are really open wounds. She gets up, get her purse, and she heads on out. Then we see her get in the car. And when she pull out, she has on the blonde wig. Then we see her in a braided wig. Then we see her in another short wig. It's purple. Sis has been going all over town, transferring $9,000 to this account, that account, this account, that account. I don't know what she got going on, but she's clearly a money launderer. Clearly. And I'm thinking she's trying to launder her money right out of that club. That makes sense. So if that's what she was dealing in beforehand, it makes sense why she's so savvy, you know, on certain things. But yeah, that's what she got going on, because she made a few stops, pulled out, and each time she was transferring that 9,000, you know, trying to stay under the radar. But yeah, she got something going on with her. Then we see there at the club, it's Mercedes' last dance, and Lil Murder and his friends walking up to the door. And of course they trying to cut the line, and Benny Diamond is like, listen, get to the back of the line. Why you up here? Oh, I'm on the VIP tonight. No, you're not. Go to the back of the line. And one of the other dudes says something slick, and Benny is like, if y'all don't get to the back of the line, I'm gonna start smacking folks. And Clifford comes running out. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Calm down. We don't have to do all of that. We can be cool. They good. They, you know, they are on the VIP list. Just let them in. So he let them in. When they get inside, And of course, he want to all Lil Murda cares about is getting that song played. When Mercedes pulls up, she's on the phone, calling her mother. Her mama's still not answering the calls. She pulling up to the club. She look up and sees Autumn going into the club. Flogging ass bitch. Look at her. Looking like she rolling around with 10 stacks on her. She is. That's exactly how much she has in her bag. You are right. You are correct. In the same breath, she gets a message from Sinclair, the realtor, and she tells her, listen, the other person is, trying to put down their money. I'm going to give you till midnight to bring your cashier's check. Confirm. Because she told her those places were, going like hotcakes. Mercedes, I guess thinks nothing of it. She feels she going to try to see how she can make this money, I guess, or she's she's really waiting to hear back from Patrice. But she goes, in the back, she got her box with her old floss inside, and which is gross. So if we're recycling intimates, like, no. I don't care how many times you've watched it. It's just nasty to just be sharing draws, thongs and stuff. Like, draws is one thing. That's a whole G-string that's been up your ass. In your sunshine. No. I can see sharing the tops, and even then, you got your titty sweat. But the intimates, we really not sharing those. In fact, she brought them in there in her box to recycle and use again. It's nasty. But anyway, she goes in there, and they kind of paying her dust like they don't even really care that it's her last night and all of that. And when she goes to her locker and opens it, she sees pictures, all these different memories, nice notes. So they were just playing with her. She's like, who did this and about to make me fuck up my makeup? And when she turns around, they standing there with a box of, I thought it was just a bustier, but it was, the whole little outfit. And they help her get dressed, put her shoes on. They help her get herself together for her last dance. And when she's, standing there ready, it's like she looks up and Gidge up. Sorry, I'm going on. So Gidge is still in her feelings. And she's just going to have to get over it. But she was still giving too much. Oh, this is when she tells Mississippi that she needs to just do what she wants to do, as opposed to sulking and feeling like she's not worth anything. Lil Murda, we see him at the DJ booth. He trying to sneak his music again, and he's like, not again, not this time. This time you're gonna have to really get some approval by Mercedes before I play anything. Do what you got to do. Mercedes, she walks out onto the floor, and listen, she's that girl, because she walking out there and she ain't doing nothing but walking, and they throwing their money at her. So everybody loves them some Mercedes. She sees Maine, her neighbor, and she's like, so you got out. What parole board let you out tonight? And I don't know how he got out, but he there, and he said he was gonna be there, so that's nice. Then Lil Murda walks up because he's, he wants to talk to Mercedes so that he can get the approval and play the song, whatever. And before he can say anything, Maine is just like, don't be walking up on her, little nigga. Like, really doing a lot, being aggressive. And Mercedes like, whoa, let the man speak. And Lil Murda's he reads the room because he know he can't win. And he's just like, I just came over here to, wish you well on your last dance, good luck and all of that. All right. And the dude, while he's walking away, Maine's still talking mess. But Murda is just, taking it in stride, and he just walks away. Because you got to choose your battles, So that was smart of him. Then we see Patrice. She's showing up to somewhere. She gets out the car, and she sees the flyer on the ground of Mercedes, and she's just gonna kick it under the car. She's a hater. Mercedes, she went in there in the office with Big L and Clifford, and she ends up giving Big L the necklace that the coach gave her. Like, listen, break it down, turn it into some money, get your son some new Penny Hardaways or something. Take care of yourself, splurge a little bit on me and the coach. And when she walks over to Clifford is just like, so this your last time coming up in here, huh? I mean, do you want me to stay? Because I'll stay if you want me to stay, girl. Turn around. Now, this is the only way I want to see your ass. Bye. And she just turns me, sucks it up and walks away. Oh, yeah, on her way out, her mama calls, and lets her know that she can meet her. And so she's like, no, don't come to the club. Meet me at the Kroger. So she gonna head to the Kroger. Autumn, before she leaves, Autumn's sitting in there trying to put a bid on the locker. And Mercedes just is like, girl, you know why the OG get the biggest locker? Because we put in the work. That's why I got it. You need to put in some work, little light bright, because what you doing ain't enough. You're not just gonna get this locker. You're not even that good. Please, you're gonna have to really. She's like, you at least need to be doing, I don't know, butterfly turns. I don't know what it was, squats. I forgot what she said, but some move. I guess that's the bare minimum. In stripper world, Autumn ain't even doing that, and so she's like, you at least could be doing that to solidify yourself, but. No, ma'am, you cannot have my locker. And she said, oh, any parting advice? Yeah. keep a close eye on, on the exits in here. You never know when you need to turn a closed door into a window. And she's like, don't you mean a closed window into a door? I said what the fuck I said. Now have a good day. And Autumn gonna say, well, just be careful. Don't cut yourself coming back in. What you trying to say? What you trying to say, girl? What was that little piece of metaphor? Anybody scared of you, Autumn? You ain't scary at all. Sneaky? Yes. Scary? No. Lil Murda's friend sitting up in there mad. Like real upset. Like, why you let that nigga punk you? Why you let him punk you? And he's like, I mean, chill. It's not that deep. I mean, I ain't let nobody punk me. From what I heard, you everybody's punk. Lil Murda was sitting there. It just decked him dead in the jaw. And so now they fighting, tussling, scrapping. It's a skirmish, as Alexander Rogers would say. They had a little skirmish on the floor out there. And so now Benny Diamond got to put Lil Murda out. Now you got to get out. Mercedes, she ends up meeting Sinclair, and Sinclair waiting at the place. And I'm assuming she was going there first to let her know, hey, don't leave. I'll be right back, going over there to get the money from my mama. And the lady's like, ooh, I'm sorry. I told you, somebody already put the down payment down. I've already made that deal. I'm really sorry about that. And she's standing there, like stunned. Like, what? I'm going over here that my mom is on her way. And she said, oh, the buyer's here. And then the buyer come walking out. Y'all already know who the buyer is. Patrice the buyer. Patrice done bought the building right out from up under Mercedes. And Mercedes stood there like, no, first the lady was like, that's your mom? Ooh. Ooh. And so she just leaves. I'm out of this. Y'all take care. And Mercedes was looking like, you stole all my money? Bitch! And now she got to jump on her mama. Rightfully so. Because where they do that at? As a mother. Come talking about God told her she's deserving of a pulpit. Well, go and find another pulpit. Because sis, this was my gym. And she knew that. She wants Mercedes to stay in that strip club so that she can continue to drain her, for all of her money. Her mama is terrible. Like, terrible. She the type of mama you plot on. You know what I mean? Anyway, At the club, the crowd is booing because they waiting on Mercedes. Mercedes, 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 Mercedes. No Mercedes. They throwing, it reminds me. Have y'all ever seen that Martin episode when the crowd, Martin was trying to do, he put together a little event, to bring awareness to AIDS and HIV. And in midway, when he's, because it's all his acts quit on him when he mistreat him. All his acts being Gina, Pam, Stan, all of them. Cole, Tommy, all of them. And Stan got on there in the middle. Meet me with your cow on. And the whole crowd just started throwing tomatoes. That's what that made me think of. But anyway, crowd wasn't feeling Clifford standing up there trying to tell his jokes. Where is Mercedes? So he run to the back like, whoo, somebody got to replace Beyonce. Who it's gonna be? So then he gonna go start looking through the floss. And I guess he gonna put it on and go out there. No, you're not the replacement. You just own the place. Sit down, Uncle Clifford. But then Mississippi, I'll do it. So Mississippi volunteers, I'll do it. Girl, you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. She sounded like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz to me in that moment. But anyway, she gonna go out there. She gonna give it her best shot. When she goes out there and she does a great job. I said that Mercedes was my favorite, and she still is. But Mississippi is she's like a ballerina up there. Just dainty, and I don't know, it's just good. She's just good. She might be better than Mercedes. Mercedes is real like raw with it, Magic City raw. And then Mississippi is like cheetahs. If you've ever been to any strip club out here in Atlanta, there's a difference in the two. But anyway, she goes out there and the DJ plays Lil Murda song, and she's getting it. The crowd love it. They throwing all the money at her. She's really gaining her confidence, like out there by herself, because she's usually out there with Gidget. Now, she's stepped out there on that stage by herself. And Clifford sees, Clifford notices the song that's on, and so does Lil Murda, because he's outside smoking a cigarette. And in this moment, listen, the childlike nature in him really had me warm inside, because it was so sweet. Like, that's my song. That's my song. And he was about to cry. I can't even imagine that feeling. Well, I mean, I can imagine it, but I'm sure that you just get chills all over, Your music getting played. He's been trying really hard, like really tweaking it, really trying to get it perfect so that they'll play it. And they finally did, and all of these people heard it. So, good for you, Lil Murda. Anyway, Clifford go out there, they playing your song, you hear? Okay. And the word, some of the lyrics are, I'm falling for you, I love you, I'm falling for you. And he's like, that song about you. And Clifford's like, child cheese. That song ain't about me. Yeah, it's about you. And he get down, prove it. Okay, he gonna prove it. And he proves it all right. Y'all. I wasn't ready. I didn't think we was gonna get, I don't even know why I didn't think this, because we've already seen penis, breasts, box, ass. We've already seen all of this. So I don't know why I'm over here shocked and surprised that they showed us and gave us the whole scene. But I mean, he really Lil Murda did his thing, I guess I should say. He did his thing. Told Clifford out the frame. Literally. But it was a great episode. Anyway. Mississippi, ends her dance, because it's going on simultaneously. We seeing the sex scene and we seeing Mississippi up there on stage. And, in the end, she a crowd pleaser, because people taking pictures, she's just living it up. Like, whew. So I might be able to do this after all. I might be more than just a pretty face. Like, I can command the crowd too. You next in line. You next. You next. I want to say that was it. Let me see. Yeah. The last thing we see though is back at the gym, Patrice getting in the police car and Mercedes is in another police car and they being, taken to jail. So that's where Mercedes been all that time because they was worried. Gidget thought something had happened to her. Nah, she just in the parking lot fighting her mama about her money. And like I said, rightfully so. I don't condone that. You don't put your hands on your mama. You don't do that kind of stuff. But when you a grown adult and your mama another grown adult, you got to look at her like that. Sometimes, you got to just take that mama out of it. When she's doing stuff like that. When she that kind of mother, child, please. I be calling her by her first name. She be, oh, hey, Patrice. Oh, what's up, Patrice? What you need, Patrice? Because she's not a mother at all. Anyway, that's where it ends out. Looking forward to episode 5, of course. Hopefully in episode 5, maybe we'll find out more about Autumn. I mean, by episode 5, at least, can we find out where the man at that she's, running from? Can we find out what she's really running from? Can we find out if she's really a money launderer? Because that's what I'm going to assume. Washing money and, taking it to the bank to try to deposit it. And the lady looking at it like, where you get this money? Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.